Welcome to Motoring Today, the Philippines' premier and longest-running weekly motor news and features TV and online magazine. I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Here are this week's features to watch out for.
On Motoring Forum, we shall discuss the significance of MMDA's enforced speeding laws. Our road safety reminder on the Young Street Smart Portion centers on the proper way of joining traffic in a rotunda or roundabout. This week's Spy in Chapel shall be about the importance of respecting pedestrians. Showcase this week shall have the hatchback from Volkswagen, the Santana GTS 180 MPI ATS-E. While for race weekend, we shall have the highlights of the Club R's 15th anniversary track day.
All these plus the latest news in transportation and traffic management, as well as developments in the automotive industry, are on this week's edition of Motoring Today. Join us.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. Here now are the latest news and developments in the country's transportation and traffic management. After a long time of not deciding on various petitions from operators of various modes of land transport, the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has approved an increase in fares.
Beginning October 4, public utility jeepneys, public utility buses, taxis, and transport network vehicle service units will be charging higher fares. The minimum fare for the first 4 kilometers is 12 pesos for traditional PUJs, 14 pesos for modern PUJs. After the first 4 kilometers, 1 peso and 80 cents per kilometer will be charged on traditional PUJs, 2 pesos and 20 cents per kilometer on modern PUJs. The base fare for the first 5 kilometers on city and provincial buses will also be raised to 13 pesos for non-air-conditioned buses, 15 pesos for air-conditioned city buses, and 11 pesos for non-air-conditioned provincial buses. After the first 5 kilometers, passengers will be charged 2 pesos and 25 cents per kilometer on ordinary PUBs, 2 pesos and 65 cents on air-conditioned PUBs, and 1 peso and 95 cents on provincial PUVs. The flag down or minimum rate is 45 pesos on taxis and sedan-type TNVS units, 55 pesos on AUV, SUV-type TNVS units, and 35 pesos on hatchback-type TNVS units. The LTFRB said the 20% discount for seniors, persons with disabilities, and students remains. In approving the fare increases, the LTFRB said it took into account the study of the LTFRB Franchise Planning and Monitoring Division, which not only includes a fare adjustment formula, but also the increasing operational costs of PUVs, and the opinion of the NEDA in order to minimize the inflationary effect of fare adjustments.
Complaints are expected, both from passengers about too high an increase and the transport operators for too low an increase. But that's par for the course, and all must live with the adjustments. Meanwhile, there's good news for those who ride motorcycles with small displacement engines. They are now allowed on the iconic bridge, but must remember that there are rules.
The Cebu Cordova Link Expressway CC-Lex announced that it will now allow entry to motorcycles with as low as 110cc displacement engines. The CC-Lex said to use the iconic bridge, owners of 110cc motorcycles must get CC-Lex RFIDs installed for free at the Expressway service centers near the Toll Plaza, Anju World, and Lander Superstore. The toll will also be 60 pesos for small displacement motorcycles. Motorcycles have a dedicated lane on the CC-Lex marked in blue, and riders must always be mindful of speed limits, 60 kph on the causeway and 40 kph on the main bridge and curves, and the prohibition against overtaking. Also, motorcycle riders must also be mindful of other rules. No wearing of flip-flops or sandals. No carrying of loads that block side mirrors and covering the tail and signal lights. Only one pillion or back rider, whose feet can reach foot pegs, is allowed. All the motorcycles must wear helmets.
After the CC-Lex allowed entry to 110cc bikes, will other tollways follow? That's something that riders may want to happen, although other motorists may not. Continuing, it seems like modernizing public utility jeepneys is no longer a priority.
There is no allocation for the Public Utility Vehicle Modernization Program or PUVMP in the proposed 167 billion peso 2023 budget for the Department of Transportation. This was learned during the recent hearings conducted by the House Committee on Appropriations. Answering questions from members of the House, DOTR Undersecretary Mark Steven Pastor said the department had proposed to allocate 778 million pesos for the PUVMP. However, the National Expenditure Program for 2023 presented by the Department of Budget and Management to Congress does not include any allocation for the PUVMP. The PUVMP was one of the priorities of the previous administration, which allocated hundreds of millions in subsidies while also providing easy payment loans through government banks and other financial institutions to drivers and operators looking to acquire modern PUVs to replace old jeepneys. Members of the House, including Kabataan Party List Representative Raul Manuel, were reportedly surprised by the revelations, especially since the DOTR itself had said it was eyeing to increase the number of modern PUVs, now placed at 5,300 by 50% next year. Manuel said Congress should find ways to continue direct subsidies to drivers and operators of jeepneys who want to modernize their units and operations.
The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has been encouraging the shift to modern PUVs by opening new routes only for brand new units meeting modern PUV classifications. Some are saying, though, that this might not be enough without the subsidies. And finally, there are speed limits on Ross Boulevard and other major thoroughfares on Metro Manila, but no one enforcing them for a while. Until now.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority has started citing motorists for violating a 60 km/h speed limit on Ross Boulevard and other major thoroughfares. This came without warning, although the 60 kph speed restrictions on major thoroughfares of Metro Manila have been in place since April of 2019, but never strictly enforced or at all. The imposition of speed limits was approved by the MMDA under MMDA Regulation No. 19-001. A 60 kph speed limit will be enforced along major roads of the metropolis. A speed limit of 50 kph was also to be imposed on buses and tracks. The speed limits covered on the Metro circumferential roads, Recto, President Quirino, Araneta, and CP Garcia Avenues, as well as EDSA and Southeast Metro Manila Expressway. Also covered with radial roads, Ross Boulevard, Taft Avenue, South Luzon Expressway, Shaw Boulevard, Ortigas Avenue, Magsaysay Boulevard, Aurora Boulevard, Quezon Avenue, Commonwealth Avenue, A. Bonifacio Avenue, Rizal Avenue, Delpan Marcos Highway, MacArthur Highway. However, the regulation was not immediately enforced, and then the COVID-19 pandemic happened. Motorists are complaining that since enforcement was somehow suspended, the MMDA should have launched an information campaign before citing and fining drivers for violating the speed limits.
Now that motorists are aware of the speed limits and that the MMDA has begun enforcing them, can we expect drivers to observe them from now on? And those are the latest news and developments in transportation and traffic management. Coming up next is Motoring Forum, brought to you by Suzuki Philippines. The MMDA has suddenly begun enforcing speed limit regulations in Metro Manila, leading many to ask why this is happening. Others are asking if the MMDA has a legal basis for doing so. Motoring Forum discusses these and other related issues to speeding and speeding laws.
In March of 2019, the Metro Manila Council approved a proposal to enforce speed limits of 60 kilometers per hour for cars and 50 kilometers per hour for trucks and buses on major thoroughfares. In April of the same year, the Metropolitan Manila Development Authority issued Regulation Number 19-001, implementing the MMC decision, which also penalizes violators with a 1,000 peso fine. At that time, the 60 kilometers per hour speed limit was already enforced on Commonwealth Avenue in Quezon City and Diosdado Macapagal Boulevard in Pasay and Parañaque, supported by many signs. Thoroughfares covered by the MMDA Regulation Number 19-001 include circumferential roads such as Recto Avenue, Quirino Avenue, Araneta Avenue, EDSA, CP Garcia Avenue, and Southeast Metro Manila Expressway. Meanwhile, radial roads like Ross Boulevard, Taft Avenue, Magallanes portion of South Luzon Expressway, Shaw Boulevard, Ortigas Boulevard, Magsaysay Boulevard, Aurora Boulevard, Quezon Avenue, Commonwealth Avenue, A. Bonifacio Avenue, Rizal Avenue, and Marcos Highway. The regulation was not immediately enforced, presumably to conduct an information campaign and while speed limit signs are installed to warn motorists, and also to acquire the necessary equipment like speed radar guns to support enforcement. Then the COVID-19 pandemic happened, and enforcing the new regulation was forgotten. Until recently, and as traffic congestion has returned, the COVID-19 pandemic restrictions eased and people revert to pre-pandemic living. The MMDA, with no warning or announcement, began apprehending motorists for speeding, going faster than 60 kilometers per hour on Ross Boulevard. This spawned complaints from motorists who said there are no speed limit signs on Ross Boulevard. MMDA responded saying, in essence, that signs or no signs, enforcers will enforce the speed limits approved back in 2019. But the legal eagles among motorists are pointing to a more serious issue about the speed limits imposed by the MMDA. They point to Republic Act 4136, enacted back in June of 1964, which is said to prohibit provincial cities and towns as well as other government units from enacting ordinances or resolutions enforcing speed limits other than those set in the law itself. RA 4136 sets the speed limits on streets or boulevards with no blind corners at 40 km per hour for passenger vehicles and motorcycles. Trucks and buses are limited to 30 km per hour while traveling along boulevards. A 20 kph speed limit is prescribed for roads with heavy foot traffic or intersections. Speed limits ranging from 50 kph to 80 kph are prescribed on country roads depending on the type of vehicle. Now those steeped in the law are asking which should prevail, Republic Act 4136 of 1964 or MMDA Regulation Number 19-001 of 2019. Those not steeped in the law are also arguing that the speed limits under RA 4136 are anachronistic and should be amended and adapted to the realities of modern automotive technology and road infrastructure. Speeds considered dangerous in the 1960s because of the limitations of automobiles and vehicles are no longer considered unsafe in 2020s, they say. Both the legal-minded and those mindful of the developments in automotive safety technology suggest a rethink is needed on how traffic authorities set and enforce speed limits.
Perhaps there really is a need to amend laws and ordinances on speeding, not only to clarify the basis for enforcing them, but also to bring them up to date and in keeping with the developments in automotive technology and road infrastructure. That's the Motoring Forum this week, courtesy of Suzuki Philippines.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Suzuki Ertiga.
Life is beating fast. Find what you're waiting for.
Seven-seater in style.
You're back with us here on Motoring Today, and we now have this week's valuable motoring tips, starting off with some road safety reminders from Toyota Motor Philippines. When you're about to enter a runabout or rotonda, paunahin muna ang mga sasakyan na kasalukuyan ng tumatakbo dito. When it's already safe to do so, saka ka pumasok. Always be aware of your surroundings at huwag magmadali. Continuing with this week's edition of Motoring Today, let's now focus on proper driver's demeanor, especially for those driving PUVs. Here's Payong Chuper this week.
Payong Chuper lang, kaibigan. Ako po si Ka Jojo Martin, isang kapwa nyo, Chuper. Bigyang prioridad ang mga pedestrian.
Matutong magbigay daan sa mga tumatawid na pedestrian, lalo na sa mga bata at matatanda. Humigil sandali at huwag magmadali. Maging mapagpasensya upang makaiwas na rin sa disgrasya. Siguraduhin na buo ang iyong atensyon sa pagmamaneho at sa lahat ng nasa paligid mo.
Bukod sa iyong mga pasahero, huwag ring kalimutang irespeto ang mga tao sa labas ng sasakyan. Ito po si Ka Jojo Martin. Payong Chuper lang, kaibigan. Mula sa isang kapwa nyo, Chuper.
Kung ika'y naghahanap ng truck na game sumabak, Travis ang asahan sa maraming haputan. Kayang Cargo, 1,660. Kayang Cargo, no problem sa delivery. Kayang Cargo, 1,660. Kayang Cargo, no problem sa delivery. Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis, ta-ta-ta-ta, Travis.
Transcend your business with the Isuzu Travis. Inquire now at any Isuzu dealership near you.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. World of Motorsports is next.
In motorsports news, Perpecto Pakutkot was the fastest driver at round 7 of the 2022 Philippine Autocross Championship Series held at the R13 Drift Track in San Simon, Pampanga. Pakutkot recorded the fastest cumulative time of 55.27 seconds from his best runs in Track A and Track B to rule the overall category. Richard Gallardo was a very close second with a total time of 55.29 seconds, with Ron Suzon less than 2 seconds slower in third with a time of 55.02 seconds. Rounding out the top 5 overall are Rod Chang in 4th and Martina Sofia Munoz in 5th. Richard Gallardo was quickest in the open category with a total time of 55.69 seconds. Rod Chang was second with 57.4 seconds. Ron Suzon third with 58.31 seconds. Fourth fastest in the open category was James Matthew Hizon, with Martina Sofia Munoz again in 5th. Martina Sofia Munoz was the fastest novice, with Jobert Go second, Smelion Chua third, Joren Gil Umari 4th, and Romel Aguilera 5th. In other motorsports news, round 2 of the Radical SR1 Cup Championship saw Inigo Anton again dominating, winning 2 of the 30 races held at the Batangas Racing Circuit. Anton topped races 1 and 2 with Tyson C and Stefan Ramirez finishing 2nd and 3rd respectively in both races. Anton missed out on a hat trick after Tyson C managed to sneak in a win.
More in the world of motorsports here on Motoring Today, as we now give you Race Weekend. Club R is now 15 years old. To celebrate, club members rode over to the Clark International Speedway for a day of camaraderie and fun on the track. This is an annual tradition that has seen the club grow more with members. I am here with one of the founding members of Club R, Mr. June Lacson. Hi sir, thank you for joining us.
Hi, magandang araw sa lahat. Yes, sir. What is it like to be, to be part of this group, and for this long? What is the secret to a successful group staying intact again for this long?
Well, no, sa Clubber kasi more on parang nag-start muna sa friendship. So pagkakaibigan muna. Then yung referrals namin ng members is from friends of friends. So more or less kakilala na siya, nagiging barkada na siya. Then saka kami nag-start mag-motor. So more or less yun siguro yung naging secret kasi nag-start kami magkakaibigan talaga.
What are the requirements for anyone who owns a big bike who would like to join your team or your club?
So well, first recommended ka ng isang grupo, isang member. So ang bike mo at least 600 and above. So yun yung parang basic requirement siya. So wala kami ng walk-ins, wala kaming mga ganon. Puro referrals from friends.
So you guys join competitions as well?
So before may sumasali kami sa mga competition pero this past few years medyo naglaylo kami. So may mga iba na nag-divert sa MX, yung mga kaibigan natin na iba nag-divert sa mga ibang sports pero at least nag-uusap-usap pa din kami online. So baka this year mag-participate kami sa event ng Club 200, parang 50 kilometers endurance race. So baka sumali kami doon.
Okay, it's very unusual for a club to stay intact for this long. No? Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys have been together for 15 years now. Ano yung secret to success for you guys na magstay ng ganito katagal, and what do you guys do during your meetups other than, doing track days?
So well, sa amin, parang yung secret naman dyan is yung mga wives, sa mga anak namin. So magkakasama na siya kasi nakabuo na kami ng friendship eh. So andyan na, nakita yung mga misis, nandyan sila, di ba? Parang yun na yung nabtabu sa amin as Club R. So yung naman namin, yung parang secret naman dyan is maging honest ka lang sa isa't isa. So I joined Club R back in, I think that was around 2012, 2015. Can't remember, it's a long time ago. Basically, one of my friends were one of the founding members. So mga original members siya. Tapos I got interested in bikes. He invited me sa club, which turned out actually a lot of the members ng club were friends of friends. So a lot of them are referrals talaga. I'm very thankful na sa Club R ako napunta kasi more than the riding group. Obviously, we started with motorcycles but later on, kasama na rin pati yung mga families. We get together kahit na without the motorcycles. So like family gatherings, birthdays ng mga anak, ganyan. It has grown to be more than a riding group lang. Well, obviously, since it's a riding group, no, dapat may motorcycle. We prefer sana na 600cc and up para at least hindi, not because na we want to ride fast, pero at least para nakakasabay sila when we ride. But other than that, siguro yun, just attend lang yung mga events namin. Sama lang dun sa mga ride also.
Sa Club R, my dad is a old member already, kaya napasok niya ako dito. And dati, naangkas-angkas lang din niya ako sa scooter niya and sa mga sports bike niya. So ako, nainganyo ko sumali. Sabi ko, one day, sali din ako sa Club R, ganito. So ayun na nga, and then it happened na ngayon, nakakasama ko nga sila mag-ride with my own motorcycles. Dati, angkas-angkas lang ako. Ngayon, nakakasama na ako nila. Ang main rule namin when you're joining Club R is to take schooling para ma-enhance yung basic learning ng motorcycle and riding, mga basics ng riding sa road and here sa track, especially sa track. Nire-recommend talaga namin sila dito sa Zero to Podium kay Coach Joey.
Siyempre, respeto. Hindi namin sila tinuturing kaagad na parang mababa o ano, naiintindihan kagad namin. So yung patience namin, alam naming baguhan yan. So ginagay talaga namin na mapabuti sila. Yung huwag maging mayabang kasi nandun lahat talaga yung mga respeto sa amin, respeto sa kanila. Kaya nagiging solid, nagiging yung samahan namin maayos. Sana tuloy-tuloy ito. May mga sumali sa atin, may mga lumago pa. Katulad kanina, si Joshua, anak ko na yon. Alam ko, may mga generation na lalabas na dyan. Siguro mga anak-anak din ng mga anak.
I have a friend named Clement. Siya yung nagdala sa akin sa Club R. Siya yung nagpakilala din. Sa Club R, actually we ride in Marilake, in Sierra Madre Mountains. Tapos after nun, talagang i-encourage ka nilang do training here in the track. So talagang, kumbaga, maging advocacy naman namin is to, become safe sa road and at the same time, kumbaga, maging maturuan ka talaga ng proper riding. Masaya dito sa Clubber kasi parang family ka talaga. So talagang alalayan ka nila kahit mapa-personal problems or whatever, nandyan sila to support you. Number one talaga, do proper training. We have a lot of na pwedeng magpaturo, no? Dito sa Philippines, we have a lot of good coaches, especially here in Zero to Podium. Kahit from beginner, meron silang pang beginner course up to advanced courses. So, yun lang talaga masasuggest.
Club R leadership deserves commendation for encouraging members to save their thirst for speed and racing at the track while discouraging street races. And that's this week's World of Motorsports. We'll be back after this short break.
At the core of Toyota Gazoo racing lies motorsports DNA. Combine that with the Philippines' best-selling sedan, you get the Vios GRS. Its black accent details and aero kit upgrade capture the feel and excitement on the track, and the 10-speed CVT that exudes the TGR competitive spirit. On the road or on the track, always be ready for a heart-racing, exhilarating ride. The Vios GRS. Bring on the thrill.
Our Car of the Week is next on Showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee. In this edition of Showcase, we check out the Volkswagen Santana GTS 180 MPI SE. Is it the wagon? Is it the hatch? Does it offer much beyond Volkswagen engineering and cachet?
Is it a hatchback? Is it a wagon? Does it fall into the subcompact or compact segment? Whatever some believe it is, or whatever segment they place it, the Volkswagen Santana GTS is 4,282mm long, 1,706mm wide, and 1,489mm tall, with a 2,603mm long wheelbase. It has 5 doors and can sit 5 and has the design and look that can fit general definitions of either a hatchback or a wagon. Volkswagen takes pride in its German engineering and Teutonic design, and Santana GTS certainly manifests both. Those who like the wagon body styling of the Santana GTS will describe it as a classic. Those who don't will call it dated. But what both can agree on is that it's quite functional and practical in look and features, coming as it does with adjustable halogen headlamps, front fog lamps, roof rails, power adjustable outside door mirrors with turn indicators, rear wiper. It also comes with a sunroof. It rolls on 15-inch alloy wheels strapped by 185/60 R15 tires. The rear door opens up to gain access to the truck with 372-liter capacity, which can increase to 1,255 liters with rear seats folded. The Santana GTS comes with roomy interiors with good shoulder and legroom in the front and rear seats. The seats come with combination leather fabric upholstery with red stitching or piping, also found on the door trims and the dash. The rear seat back folds 60-40 to provide some flexibility for loading luggage and other gear. The D-Type multifunction and tilt-adjustable steering wheel features controls for such things as the audio system. An armrest lies between the front seats. The driver's seat adjusts 6 ways. Convenience features include power door locks, power windows, air conditioning with automatic climate control and rear vents, front cup holders, bottle holders on the doors, and power outlets. The Santana GTS comes with an audio system with AM/FM radio, play CD, Bluetooth, aux input, USB, and 6 speakers. An optional Blaupunkt infotainment system features a 7-inch touchscreen display with mirror link for connecting with smartphones. The Santana GTS offers a driving experience usually expected of VW and other brands with German origins or engineering. It has good, solid, and nimble handling on both city streets and highways. There is enough grunt from the 1.5-liter gasoline engine that generates 110 PS and 150 Nm of torque for safe overtaking and driving on hilly terrain. Power and torque are transmitted to the front wheels via a 6-speed automatic transmission. Volkswagen says the AT adapts to one's driving style at any given time, from leisurely cruising to sporty performance, while also taking road conditions into account. The Santana GTS is rated to go from 0 to 100 km per hour in 12.6 seconds and to reach a top speed of 185 km per hour. The Santana also features Blue Motion technology that shuts down the engine when the car is stationary and automatically restarts it when about to go. It is meant to improve fuel economy but takes some getting used to. The cabin keeps outside noise quite well, while the suspension system, with front McPherson struts and semi-independent composite torsion beams in the rear, rides small bumps and road imperfections without drama. The brake system uses front ventilated disc and rear drums. The Santana GTS is equipped with cruise control that should come in handy to stay right on the speed limits on the expressways. It also comes with standard safety features like anti-lock brake system with electronic brake force distribution and brake assist, front and side airbags, ISOFIX childcare seats, as well as 3-point seatbelts. Other driving assist systems include the electronic stabilization program.
Volkswagen Philippines may have just equipped the Santana GTS with enough up-to-date features and technology to add to its Teutonic heritage and engineering to convince those looking for wagons or hatchbacks to get one. That's our featured vehicle in this week's showcase, courtesy of Prudential Guarantee.
Drive worry-free with Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program with a free 24-hour nationwide roadside assistance included with your comprehensive auto insurance. Rest assured, we'll take care of you and your car wherever you are. Prudential Guarantee's auto insurance program, 100% worry-free driving.
Welcome back to Motoring Today. The auto industry now takes center stage.
A truck in Cagayan de Oro showcased Isuzu trucks perfect for transport and business solution needs. Isuzu Philippines Corporation President Noboru Murakami led the opening of the NMADI Truck Expo.
We are here today at the Isuzu Cagayan de Oro for the opening of the NMADI Truck Expo 2022 with the theme of driving the aspirations of the local SMEs, showcasing various Isuzu trucks perfect for transport and business solution needs.
The Truck Expo also offered Fleet Plus programs and exclusive promos to those who visited and reserved a unit during a 3-day event.
As the #1 truck brand in the Philippines, Isuzu is not just offering products, but solutions to the different transport and business needs of our customers. And here at NMADI's 3-day Truck Expo, you'll see the various models of Isuzu light, medium, and heavy-duty trucks with different custom body applications, as well as Isuzu modern PUV Class 1 and 2 jeepneys, all of which can easily be customized and can cater to the requirements of different businesses in the Mindanao region.
And Matty Group has a network of 4 dealerships catering to Isuzu vehicle owners as well as businesses in northern, northeastern, and western Mindanao, and has helped build loyalty for the brand.
Primarily, we choose Isuzu because number 1, reliability. And then, of course, number 2 is yung availability ng spare parts. So, marami siya. Well, of course, kilala naman natin how Isuzu gives their service, no, to the clients. So, that's why we really choose Isuzu.
Concept One celebrates its 20th anniversary, marking 2 decades of bringing in the latest aftermarket wheels and reputable tire brands in the Philippines. Aside from performance wheels from TSW and Braithwaite, Concept One is now promoting the outdoor overlanding lifestyle with off-road wheels from Black Rhino and Method Race wheels. Concept One is looking forward to another celebration, the transformation of its San Juan showroom into the first ever Nitto Performance Hub in Asia. According to Sam Liuson, president of Concept One Wheels, it is a great honor to be appointed as the first Nitto Performance Hub in Asia, where we offer the complete range of Nitto tires and also offer state-of-the-art mounting and tire care services. We also offer a 4-year factory warranty on Nitto tires purchased from Concept One.
We would like to thank our supplier, my staff, our customers, and of course we also thank the Almighty for watching over us all through these 20 years.
The local hybrid segment is growing. Lexus added another to its lineup, the new Lexus ES350h Luxury. The third Lexus ES350 variant arrived with a sticker price of 4,218,000 pesos. The other 2 are the ES300h Executive, also a hybrid priced at 3,838,000 pesos, and the ES350 Premier priced at 4,828,000 pesos. Lexus promises the ES300h Luxury delivers unmatched craftsmanship, refinement, and exhilarating driving experience, hallmarks of all Lexus vehicles. Isuzu has turned over the first batch of modern PUVs ordered by the Victoria Operators, Drivers, and Commuters Transport Cooperative. All in all, 28 units of the Isuzu NLR PUV will be plying the route from Calapan City to Victoria Oriental Mindoro. During the turnover ceremony held at the Isuzu Calapan, IPC President Noboru Murakami said Isuzu is happy and proud to be part of the progress and development of the province in terms of transportation. Being the #1 truck brand in the Philippines for 22 consecutive years, Isuzu's goal has always been about providing transport solutions to people, he added. Explaining the choice of Isuzu PUVs, Co-op General Manager Gaudencio Calio said that to comply with the PUV modernization program of the LTFRB, the cooperative made sure that the replacements of old traditional jeepneys of its members are durable and fuel-efficient vehicles.
And that's the week that was in motoring. Thank you for joining us. Also, please don't forget to check us out on social media.
Until next week here on Motoring Today, now on its 36th year of continuing service to the General Motoring Public with a lifelong commitment to promote road safety. On behalf of our dad, Butch Gamboa, I'm Ray Louie Gamboa.
And I'm Susie Gamboa. Happy motoring!